Hi, my name is Štěpán Huzlík. I'm Cybersecurity Architect at Trask. Welcome on today's webinar, and we'll be speaking about top cybersecurity trends today. All those topics or technologies you have covered within your environment already or deployed. Attack surface monitoring, advanced endpoint protection, API management, centralized key management, centralized identity, very important one. Overall posture management, you know where and what you have. You have as well implemented all the processes and technologies around DevSecOps lifecycle. And important one, if you have all of those above, definitely you are working on zero trust. And that's why we will be not covering those today. What we will cover today is AI from the perspective of how to secure it, how to use it within cybersecurity. Next topic will be quantum computing, what that brings to you, what to be feared about. And another topic will be cybersecurity consolidation, which is a very important topic today because that can significantly improve your security and as well save some money for you. Let's start with AI as cybersecurity helper. We will cover pen testing, we will cover investigation, and last topic, compliance documentation, which means how to use AI within compliance. First thing, penetration testing. There are already tools on the market today, commercial one typically, which you can use and which embedded some way of AI for penetration testing. Still, at least based on my experience, they can't replace human penetration testers. That's not same at the moment. Maybe in the future, but not at the time. As you can see, there are some of them. HeyHack, acquired by F5 recently, Node0 from Horizon 3, and Pantera. Those are available tools which you can really today use for penetration testing. You can use it for do the penetration tests on even minor release, because if you have the technology, you should use it, right? So you can use it on every single release of your software, not just do that penetration testing by human yearly, twice a year, but you can really do that every single release, which is important for cybersecurity posture. You can use it as well for investigation. There's already a tool, Microsoft Copilot for security. You know that very likely because Microsoft pushing that hardly. You can use various of tools which are based on GPT from OpenAI. So there are a lot of tools which are publicly available, not commercial one, but which are publicly available, which you can utilize for better understanding of incidents and handling them. There are as well, because all those big cybersecurity vendors understand that need, and they are implementing an AI and large language models to their products, like Palo Alto, for example. So you can talk with that tool by natural language and take some context out of it. Third topic, compliance documentation. You can already use tools for assessment of your paperwork. So you can compare what you have written within your internal standards, whether that complies with standards you want to be compliant with, like for example ISO or NIST. And as well, you can move it forward and you can have interactive sessions with your admins or security guys. And based on outputs from that meeting, you can as well compare the results of that interviews with what is written within your documentation, and you can compare it as well with that standard. And you can immediately see what is your compliance posture. You can do that once a year with humans. Obviously, you will be not doing that every day. But for example, that comparison between documents like standards, your internal standards, and some industrial standard or a regulation, you can do that on every single release of your internal document. So, and what brings that as well is that if some external auditor will come, you can present that result from that compliance directly to him, and you can as well trace back the history of that changes. So you can prove that you are not compliant right now, just 5 minutes in prior of audit, but that you are compliant in continuous way. Next topic, which we will be talking about, is quantum computing. That's something everybody is talking about, to be honest, but often I didn't get back what does that mean really for me, what does that mean for a company. I would like to start with regulation. There is gazillion of regulation already which covering post-quantum cryptography typically. So as you can see, there are some standards or regulations which are based on government needs, like NIST, FIPS, NSS from NSA, or European ENISA guidance. There are specific one for finance sector, for example, for PCI DSS or DORA. All those already covering needs of using post-quantum cryptography or cipher suits. Within telco, there is a GSMA quantum task force already, which should ensure that the communication after some time will be still secure and safe. But that's not topic for today and tomorrow only, but it's a really topic for very long time. As you can see here within CNSA 2.0, which is defined by NSA, as you can see, there are various timelines, but overall, we are talking about a horizon of 2032, which is really, really far away from today. And that really means that we have a lot of time, but we have to start already, and where it's possible to really use what is already proven, or at least we are pretty sure that will be safe for the future. What is the way out of it? Let's summarize what we know already. We already definitely know that asymmetric encryption is broken. At least it's not enough at the moment for post-quantum era. So what does that mean? That means that if someone will use powerful enough quantum computer, they will be able to break down to the encrypted communication, which is encrypted by asymmetric encryption. That's already known. Simply, it's not enough, and there is no way around. So simply, we have to start using different cipher suits to be safe even after that era, once that enough powerful quantum computers will come. What we as well know that symmetric encryption, which is as well significantly used within IT environments, like ISDS, those are not that impacted. They are like degrading the quality of the encryption or probability of the breaking down to the encrypted material, but still they are fine, because if we use like IS 256, for example, it will be degraded to kind of IS 128, which can be still, or should be, sorry, which should be still safe and secure enough. There are already as well cipher suits which are approved or agreed on. For example, those discussed by NIST, like MLChem, MLD, DSA, or SLH DSA. Those are cipher suits, or those are ciphers which should be really, there is high probability that they will be secure even after post-quantum era, how it's called. But we know that there are some possible issues with those as well, because they can be kind of vulnerable to standard computing, brute forcing or breaking down. So, and that's why today what is important, a lot of companies working on combination of the cipher suits. So it will be not just one cipher suit for post-quantum era, but it will be as well combined with the current normal, let's say, or legacy cipher suite. So what as well, this is just kind of bonus content, I would say. It's not that close. It's really like future, and who knows how far that future is. Quantum internet, it's more like, how to say it? It's more like a concept today, where we'll be using physics phenomena of quantum entanglement, where if we'll be able to do that, in theory, that will be completely eavesdropping immune communication. So it means that if some qubits, which are used instead of bits within that communication, if that qubit on the way will be somehow even read, not just manipulated, but read, that even the reading the information will manipulate it and will change it. So it means that simply it's a really easy way, there is an easy way how to identify that someone is listening or someone is taking your traffic. And as well, additional bonus of that communication is that in theory we can communicate like that on an indefinite distance. So that's really funny that simply we can theoretically communicate indefinite distance and instantly. So there's no delay between that. So that's really future. You can communicate. You can imagine like communication across the space. You can imagine communication with submarines, for example, and stuff like that. And all of that will be like instant. AI from the perspective of, let's say, using standard AI tools like chatbots, AIs within AI within cars and stuff like that. All that is fine, but you have to be sure that it's used securely or implemented securely. Good thing is that today we have already some regulation there and as well some frameworks which can help companies to implement things securely and as well monitor it. For example, Maitre, which is famous for its Maitre ethic framework, they released Maitre Atlas, which consists ways how to compromise AI within a whole life cycle. And that's really important to understand how attackers are trying to abuse it. Where are the inject points and what you have to take care about. So there is already that available. And I encourage you to really have a look, Maitre Atlas, and check what is there. It's a really nice content and why not to use it. We can use as well, or we all should use within products some safeguards for at least for the prompt and for the things within running AI. So it means that what you are typing to prompt should be somehow filtered, not for some offensive words, but for sensitive things. Because if, for example, some salesman will put there, I don't know, all agreement with all financial details and stuff like that, and he will put it to public ChatGPT, all the data will be moved there and you are completely out of control. Yes, you can uncheck that checkbox that will be not used for the training of the model, but by default that's enabled, and I would say that majority of people will not disable it. So there are things already available, and some of them are open source, which you can use for protect that prompts. So if you are doing or if you are developing your product, which some chatbot, for example, or you are using some prompts for context or whatever, if you will point at even for private instance of OpenAI, for example, GPT, you should, even though it's private instance, even though you should take care about security. What is inserted in that prompt should be somehow filtered. There are libraries or tools for that, like PromGuard, Secure Prompt, those are all open source toolings. And important thing is that even the big vendors like IBM or Microsoft, for example, or even others, know that having everything as like kind of closed source and commercial product is not maybe all the time good way. And IBM, for example, is providing homomorphic encryption toolkit, same as Microsoft Seal, which is kind of similar, let's say, thing, and that's used for preventing, or actually it's encryption of the content, and AI can then process that encrypted request, that encrypted data, without decrypting them. So that's really important and will not affect the result. That's a very interesting topic as well, but it's far beyond of this webinar. Then there are some commercial tools. Definitely, a lot of big vendors are already providing some tools, either for that prompt security or AI security itself. Where, for example, Palo Alto within its suite Prisma Cloud, or with security with AI posture management, they can help you to ensure that you have all that things configured properly, because that typically those things are within cloud somewhere, within Azure, AWS, whatever. And it's not just about that GPT or different model, but it's all about that different configuration around, because it's not just that model, but you have a lot of things around which you can somehow configure. And if you configure it unsecurely or wrongly, then you can expose your data. You can even expose the data, or you can provide wrong answers. Sorry. As well, what you can do is not just to check it, let's say backwards, but you can do that proactively. Like with F5 AI prompt security, you can put it as kind of proxy in between, and you can prevent that way that someone will kind of skip that security check. So you can really have it within your infrastructure as kind of one step which is there and which can't be omitted, because simply there's no way how to consume that application without going through that F5, for example. That's part of distributed cloud from F5, for example. Then we'll be talking about consolidation. Last chapter, let's say. That's definitely important one, because maybe you have all of those fancy boxes, black boxes, tools, whatever, within your environment. You can have even the best-in-class tools, best-in-class firewalls, best-in-class CM, best-in-class vulnerability scanner. All those can be super nice and best-in-class. Fine. You will spend gazillion amount of money for that, but the issue will be that if those will not be communicating each other properly, and you would need to do crazy scripting or whatever to kind of connect every single of that tool, you will spend a lot of money, a lot of effort on it, and to be very honest, I don't think that will be perfect. What is the way out of it is consolidation, and you can do that two different ways. One way is consolidation by the domain. So simply you can fragment your tooling, your tool stack, by some bulks, let's say, which are somehow connected, because there are vendors which providing, I don't know, specific things for cloud, but from A to Z. So it's really like suite which you can use, and it doesn't matter whether it's cloud security posture management or container security posture management or container runtime. If they have that integrated together, then it's quick win, because you don't need to do crazy scripting or whatever, but one click is enough to simply integrate it, and it will seamlessly work together. That's really I'm not saying that this what is on the presentation is the only way how that can be consolidated. That's not like that. So it really depends on every single environment, because every single environment is slightly different. You have different tooling from different vendors. Different vendors have different posture, so they have different offering, and all of that must be simply kind of assessed in front of it. And then you can consolidate it. Another way is overall consolidation. That's definitely as well a trend which is on the market, and you can see it. A very good example of it is, for example, Microsoft. Microsoft with E5 licenses, for example. If you will take E5 license from the Microsoft, or if you have already E5 license from the Microsoft, you have pretty much everything you need. And I encourage you to simply use it, because it doesn't make sense if maybe, I don't know, what would be good example, like endpoint protection, for example. Let's take Defender for Endpoint as example. Yeah, it's good enough. Maybe they are better. Maybe yes, maybe no, not. It depends on a point of view, but they are definitely not bad. And it means that why you would spend for, I don't know, Palo Alto or CrowdStrike, if you have already within your license suite license for Defender, which is not bad actually. So that doesn't make sense to use it, because you are just wasting of the money which you can use for something where you have gaps still. But to be very honest, to be very open, you have to all the time very carefully evaluate whether that implementation isn't at any cost. So it means that, for example, if the firewalls from the Microsoft, I don't think that they are doing even like hardware firewalls, for example, but simply if the firewalls within the Azure are simply not suitable for you, for your use case, they are simply not fit to your environment, just don't use it. So use that what you are using, because if you have hundreds of locations and you will just differ in Azure, for example, or in cloud in general, it will bring you additional headaches, because you would need to sync all the policies and everything. So if you have unified solution which is completely fine, and that consolidation will not cover it, or not cover it in good enough way, just don't use it. That's it. That's it from me today. Thank you for your attention. In case you are more interested in any of these topics, feel free to get in touch with me.